Life down under hasn't been all sunshine and roses, and it's time I give you an update. Hi, and welcome to Well Read Wardrobe. I'm Kristen, an American living in Australia, and if you followed this channel, then you would know me as a full-time reseller in the States, and now just a hobbyist reseller here in Sydney. It's hard to believe I've lived in Australia for a year and a half now, and I have hardly any YouTube videos to show for it. So this is an update on life, reselling, and what I hope the next year holds for me. This is also an episode about chronic illness and what that phrase means to me now. YouTube, I have missed you. And I've also missed feeling well enough to create. I had not only high hopes, but a goal list, a true Capricorn, including future video ideas centered on fashion designers, sustainability, thrifting, reselling both in the States and in Australia. I even got as far as filming. I took a second trip to the States and haven't even shown you yet. I haven't even unbagged the items that came on a plane back overseas with me. I've always known that there's a fine line between shopping for reselling and hoarding, but this feels like something different. So why the drop off? I've been asking myself the same thing time and time again. It's not the first time this has happened in my life. Constantly fatigued, migraines coming on more strongly and more frequently. I've pushed myself, questioned if maybe I'm actually just lazy. You see, in my mind, I have so many ideas, so many things I want to accomplish, and it feels like my body just is getting in the way. My body is riddled in pain. I've developed new food sensitivities, which those are super fun. Battled an ear infection that started when I was still living in the States. It took over a year and visiting seven doctors, but I went to the doctor's office 7 times. Some of that was in Washington, some of that was in Sydney, some of that was the same doctor, and some of it was just within the same practice before someone took me seriously and actually hospitalized me to get to the root cause, the actual problem, why I had an ear infection for over a year as an adult. And it just seems to have spiraled ever since. On the outside, my life seems pretty normal and happy, and in truth, I am. But what you don't see is the pain that I deal with every day. I have a job that I absolutely love. I really landed somewhere amazing. And I'm finally with my partner, living together after being in a long-distance relationship for years. I visited the States twice since moving, and I finished writing a romance novel that I've been writing for years, and get to pitch it to an agent in August. I have so much to be grateful for, thankful for, and proud of. But I'm also in daily pain, and hiding it has become problematic. Perimenopause has sent my hormones on a frickin' roller coaster, and I am not enjoying this ride. Along with it, some underlying conditions have now reared their ugly heads, and I need to deal with it. To be clear, I am still seeing doctors and specialists, and I am not done with tests. I am being treated for insulin-resistant PCOS and suspected endometriosis. But today was a good day. Any migraine-free is a good day. Today I also made it the whole workday without pain relief. I do have a heating pad. I have a work one and an at-home one. So I think that was when I started to clue in that I'm really not feeling well if I have to have a heating pad with me anytime I'm sitting down. Yet, it's days like today, the good days, that have me struggling mentally the most. I start to feel like maybe I just need some ibuprofen and to try harder. Maybe I can have the life I am trying to build. For years, doctors dismissed me. And then for years, I dismissed myself. So on good days like today, I end up just checking too many boxes off the to-do list, trying too hard to fit it all in on a day that's good. Then I'm exhausted. I see the cycle, I just don't know how to get out of it. Or maybe this is as good as it's going to get and I should just keep going, doing what I'm doing and using the good days for all that they're worth. So what does any of this have to do with YouTube or reselling anyway? Well, I think largely I was able to ignore some of these health issues when I was full-time reseller working for myself. I set the schedule. I could change it as needed. If I had a migraine, which I've been dealing with since I was a kid, then I changed what my workload was like that day. I went sourcing pretty consistently. I was prepped for it, but if I didn't feel good, I didn't go. I had bed and a bath readily available, even if it was the middle of the day. And I called that self-care. But I can see now that I also had a lot of self-neglect. Going back to the corporate world has really opened my eyes on what is going on with my body now that I have to wake up on a routine, 6 a.m. every day, 5 days a week in the office. And as much as I love being there, my body is hurting and I can't just go lay down. So I actually need to solve the problem and not just cover it up. I've noticed that I'm canceling plans more and more, things that I really want to do, including shopping. It's pretty bad if I don't want to go shopping, but I notice that my arms ache and raising them above my head, like just fishing through the racks, can be tiresome. Moving my body is more stressful than it used to be. Even though I joined a gym and was working with a personal trainer and doing all the right things, trying to feel better, it wasn't happening. Instead, I found that the pain is worsening as time goes on. And I want to enjoy life, not just say no to all these things that should be fun and exciting and should be filling my weekends instead of sleeping for 11 hours, taking a walk around the block with coffee, and then needing a 2-hour nap. And I mean needing a nap. So yeah, I miss reselling. I miss everything about reselling. I miss the shopping, or sourcing as it should be called. I miss the research in what I pick up or decide to leave behind at the store. I miss photographing. I miss listing. I miss that cha-ching off of eBay and shipping something out to a new home. And I miss the money in my account as well. If you've ever heard of people using the spoon analogy for energy, then you'll understand when I say I do not have enough spoons in my drawer for all of that right now. Not the way that I used to. My spoons have been depleted. As my daughter said, what spoons? I only have sporks. So, I sit with various bags, already sourced clothing, still here waiting to be filmed, and then photographed, measured, listed, sold, and out of my house. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Bag right here. Maybe we should dig into it and just see. Just a sample. That's pretty. Let's take a look. It says $50. I think I must have gotten this at the Glebe Markets. Brand is Catherine Murphy. New with tags. Gorgeous puff sleeves. It's a long dress. So beautiful things that I paid for are just sitting here, not earning me any money and taking up precious real estate. I have videos already started. I have the footage of shopping, going out, being with people, having good times. And I've had grand ideas of coming home and starting the next thing on the list and instead just sleeping for days to recover. It's like my ideas are half cooked. I love reselling and I love YouTube. And let's be honest, reselling as well as YouTube, now that I'm monetized, could actually bring relief to some of these medical issues. Because as I'm learning, even in a country with a public health system, there are still bills. Specialists, medications, even my GP has like a gap fee, is what they call it. Not the entire thing is bulk billed. And you need to have the full amount up front before Medicare reimburses you. Everything these days is so expensive, and now adding this to the list is making things harder than they need to be. So, how do I get it back? What do I do to move forward? For starters, I think that working with what I have is a strong suit of mine. I think with the proper planning and allowing myself some flexibility, I can do this. I can get back on track. I'm not trying to be a full-time reseller. I'm happy in my paid position elsewhere. But as a side hobby and to help with the medical things, yeah, absolutely. The surgery that I'm going to need is going to be a few grand out of pocket. So I have goals. Beyond that, I want to go to Italy and see my son. I want to see my daughter, which might mean a ticket to Australia. And I want to move out into our own apartment. There are a lot of financial goals tied to this. I need the energy and to feel good, and I need to be prepared for the days that I do. So in that line of thought, I think bulk processing is and has been an asset. So things like moving the furniture so you can see the mannequin, the one that's behind me now. I think having the clothes already prepped and ready to go and then photographing on another day might be how I need to do it. Just one thing at a time. I'm obviously still figuring it out. So if you have suggestions or a way that works for you and you're balancing other things like a job, kids, other hobbies, interests, please share. We could all benefit from your knowledge. Yeah, being prepared, I think, is going to be key. And with a new medication and pain relief in my future, more good days. Surgery isn't so cut and dry. Yeah. But it is what I'm working towards. I'd like to have that as soon as possible, so no time like the present. This is being filmed at night, by the way. I've worked a full day. As I said, it's a good day. I'm home. I have new equipment to help me. So I have a ring light so I can film at night. So after work shouldn't be, too big of an issue. And I have a new laptop, a MacBook. So it'll talk to my iPhone, and hopefully filming as well as editing will be easier now, because I was doing all of it on my phone before, which was pretty excruciating at times. I don't want to be known as someone who makes empty promises. I have so many ideas that I still want to get out there. I've said I'll have these videos out, and then time just ticks on. Sometimes I just feel like pain and headaches they steal my time. Thanks for being here with me on another crazy chapter. Still not the end though. More to come. See you there.